kind of hectic. Look, I found this from 64. When kids used to play with toys. I think music should be so pure and like so kind of innocent, like, you know, it kind of like brings you back to that place where, like, you know, you remember like you were a child and you had like not necessarily like 1,000 things to worry about, and you could just enjoy one moment playing with something. That's why I like to use toys. The sound of, like, you know, a toy you can always relate to, and you can always remember. When I was born, this was actually like my very first music experiences, you know, with things like these, toys like this. So it's really interesting to just go back to it and actually use it after 22 years, you know. I think that's cool.
My favorite moment of recording was definitely at 6 a.m. last night when I was tracking Lalo playing the organ, and then halfway through the take lots of bad notes were played, and I looked over and he fell asleep on top of the organ because we were so tired, and I started laughing, and then that was a really funny moment. And then about 10 minutes later he was playing Mario Kart and he drove into a wall with 3 mushrooms and fell asleep and waited 10 minutes, and when I woke him up he carried on driving instantly.
Yesterday we had all these gang vocals. We did them to the sea. And it was basically all these people singing Come Home, and there was a bunch of girls and they were doing harmonies, and the guys were too. Literally almost started crying because it was one of the most beautiful things I've ever heard.
I had the great joy of being able to kind of direct people, and I had the click and the headphones running in my ears, so I was kind of directing people and trying to keep people on tempo. And it was that same point, it was for the sea when they were singing the Come Homes. You know, and it started off, there's one take, and it was just, I remember it so clearly, it kind of started off really chill, and it was like Nathan said, just the girls singing the vocal, and it was just really calm and really delicate. As we built it up a little bit more, the guys joined in, and it was like suddenly this low end to this vocal came in, and then all together the whole group of people all just started singing louder and louder and louder and louder, and I could hear it in the mix as they're kind of singing it. To be honest, it was kind of a spiritual experience. It was just such a special moment that all the people would take out their time to come and help us out that way, and to sing these songs with us was just so cool for me.
The journey of the record is meant to be painful, it's meant to be confusing and chaotic, but it's also meant to be victorious, because we can get past the mountains and the giants in our lives. And when we find ourselves in the ocean and we find ourselves in the vastness, we can be at peace with just seeing what's next in our lives. I think there's some moments on this album that will live with us forever.
That's the way the cookie.
It's so awkward. I would feel